You lie down on the couch with nothing to do, and within minutes something in you starts whispering that you should be doing something else. No one told you to feel this way. No one's watching. And yet the guilt shows up anyway, uninvited, every single time. The real reason you feel guilty doing nothing is far stranger than laziness or bad habits. Your brain isn't punishing you for resting. It's running an old warning system that once had a very good reason to exist. For most of human history, doing nothing was rarely neutral. If you weren't gathering food, building shelter, or watching for danger, you were burning through a resource your body couldn't easily replace. Every idle hour had to be justified, because in a world of scarcity, rest that wasn't earned could mean hunger later, or worse. Evolutionary biologist Daniel Lieberman has spent years studying how the human body evolved around energy conservation and expenditure. He argues that your ancestors developed a deep instinct to associate idleness with risk, not because rest was bad, but because unearned rest, in a world with no guaranteed next meal, was dangerous. That instinct never got updated, it just got relocated. Psychologist Christopher Hizzi ran a series of experiments asking a simple question. Given the choice between being busy or being idle, which do people choose, even when the busy task accomplishes nothing? Overwhelmingly, people chose to stay busy. Not because the task mattered, because idleness itself felt uncomfortable, almost unjustifiable, even when there was no cost to resting at all. Think about how that shows up in your own life. You reach for your phone the second a line gets quiet. You feel the need to multitask during a break you already earned. Doing nothing, genuinely nothing, can feel almost impossible to sit inside. Here's where it gets more specific. Sociologist Max Weber, writing over a century ago, described how certain cultural and religious traditions elevated constant productivity into a moral virtue, framing hard work as evidence of good character and idleness as evidence of its absence. That idea didn't stay contained to any one place or time. It spread, blending with your ancient survival instinct, until productivity itself started to feel like proof of your worth as a person. So now you're carrying two forces at once, an ancient body that once linked idleness to danger, and a modern culture that links idleness to shame. Rest never had a chance to feel simple. But here's what your ancestors actually understood that got lost somewhere along the way. Rest wasn't the opposite of survival, it was part of it. Anthropological studies of hunter-gatherer societies, including research by Elizabeth Cashton, found that many groups spent significantly less time working than modern assumptions suggest, often only a few hours a day, with the remaining time spent socializing, storytelling, and doing, quite literally, nothing at all. Rest wasn't earned through exhaustion, it was simply part of a functioning life. So what do you do with a guilt that has no real reason to exist anymore? You start by noticing where it's actually coming from. That itch to be productive during a quiet moment isn't a character flaw. It's an ancient alarm, layered with centuries of cultural pressure, both now misfiring in a world where your next meal doesn't depend on constant motion. You can also remember that your ancestors, the ones who actually survived and passed their genes down to you, rested without apology. They told stories by the fire. They sat in silence. They did nothing, together, on purpose, and it wasn't a failure. It was the point. You lie down on the couch with nothing to do, and something in you still whispers that you should be doing something else. Now you know where that voice actually comes from. It's not telling you the truth about your worth. It's an old alarm, ringing in a world that no longer needs it, and you're allowed to let it ring without listening.